Buffalo Trace is at it again, and this time, a full-proof Sazerac Rye. I was so excited when I heard this was announced. Let's go! How is everyone doing today? My name's Chris. Welcome back to Bourbon Sane. Buffalo Trace has got a new release coming out, and it's an extension to their lineup of the Sazerac products. Those of you that don't know, Sazerac is their rye expression from Buffalo Trace. So their base product is just a 90 proof Sazerac Rye, aka Baby Saz. They recently announced and put out a 100 proof Sazerac Rye, and then now the Sazerac Full Proof, which is 125 proof. So love to see it. As a whiskey consumer, I love to see it. Buffalo Trace's profile agrees with almost everyone. Availability, hardest part. So full disclosure, this was sent to me from the distillery. I was like the last person to be able to get a media sample. I am not on Buffalo Trace's list normally, so I hope to be in the future. But of course, all reviews, honest, transparent, but I am pumped to get into this. I have had one or two pours out of this. This is about the third or fourth, not quite to the sweet spot in the bottle yet, but let's talk about this whiskey a little bit. So, as mentioned, part of their Sazerac lineup, and this is the younger brother, I guess, if you will, of Thomas H. Handy, the BTAC collection. Usually about a 6-year expression on those. Barrel proof like this. Difference, of course, is going to be where they're choosing from, the honey barrels from that. And then, of course, they make a Sazerac 18-year as well, part of the BTAC. So, same family when we're talking rye whiskey. And Buffalo Trace doesn't disclose their mash bill, but we do know it's probably a barely legal rye. So most likely a 51% rye mash bill. From there, we really don't know. I will say, though, typically Sazerac's flavor profile is very sweet. So we're going to see if that holds true in the full proof. But enough talking. Let's go right into this one. I poured this one already because being 125 proof, I wanted to give it a chance to open up while we were talking or I was droning on. So looking at this, it's dark. I mean, it is dark, dark, dark in this. I don't know how this shows up to you guys, but nice legs, very dark. No age statement is disclosed on this, so we're going to have to try to pick that apart and find out just on the nose and palate. But very inviting whiskey. Looks very good. Excited to go into it. Let's go. Woo! Okay. It's got a slight astringency. Let's be like honest and transparent. It's got some astringency. Probably not the oldest rye in the world. No disclosure, so it's probably 4 to 6 years. It is all orange citrus. Whole bunch of orange citrus, whole bunch of cherry coming through. Orchard fruit all day on that note. I just got another whiff there. Think of like a yellow, what do they call the yellow apples? Like the golden something apples? The yellow ones, it's like that. But it almost has a level of caramel and sweetness as well. So it's like a caramel apple sucker. I mean, it is. It's caramel apple sucker. That astringency already is getting... I just sniff some liquid up. Astringency is already getting better, honestly. It actually smells a little bit lower proof than 125, which is crazy. After I just said it seemed like it was biting me a little bit. But as mentioned, Buffalo Trace typically has that very sweet profile, so it may not be that rye heavy on the palate. Let's find out. Cheers, guys. Wow. I wish I could say I hate it. I do, you know. This is really, really good. Really good. It actually drinks older than the nose smelled, you know? Like, it seems like it's probably around that 6-year age statement. Or 6-year age, if you will. It's got a nice flavor, man. Really nice mid-palate bite. Just enough rye to tell you, like, hey, that's a rye whiskey. But that Buffalo Trace sweetness comes through big time. You know, this kind of gives me E.H. Taylor rye vibes. You know, it does. Proof is obviously lower on that straight rye from E.H. Taylor. It's only 100, but maybe the age is similar, and that's why. It's good. I mean, this is definitely more of a fresh fruit note that comes through, which tells me on rye, typically it's not super, super old. Let's give it another sip. It is caramel apple sucker all day. Big time. Big time. And it is that, as mentioned, orchard fruit still, too. Which, E.H. Taylor bourbons in general give me that orchard fruit, too, where it's apple, pear, apricots. That's all really coming through here. Peaches. Peaches come in a can. They were put there by a man. Yeah. This is a instant buy for me at $49.99. I'm going to do one more sip. One more sip, just because I want to. The big question is, how does this compare to the Thomas H. Handy? The mouthfeel, depth, and kind of the journey it takes your palate on is not the same with this whiskey, which probably is age and rickhouse location. You know what I mean? Probably picking the best barrels is probably part of it. But I'll tell you, it's still got a very nice mouthfeel. Overall, very great flavor. Like, I wouldn't even want to mix this. I would just want to drink this straight because it's got that good of a flavor profile. Buffalo Trace does that to me in general, but honestly, yes. What I'm going to do, because I wasn't able to get a bottle of the 100 proof, I do have a Baby Saz, so I'm going to pour that. I'm going to pour this into another Glen with a little bit of water and try to make it 100 proof. And we're going to try all three and see how different they are. All right, your left, my right. We got Baby Saz, 100 proof, and then the full proof still. So we're going to give them all a nose, give them all a taste, and just see the difference. You know, it's kind of a homemade version, but I couldn't get the 100 proof, so certainly proof down for the Baby Saz. But we're coming off the full proof too, so you got to give it a chance. It's still immense Buffalo Trace sweetness. I actually get a lot more cherry, like that Buffalo Trace cherry, dark rich cherry, typically in their flavor profile, on this one than I do the full proof. Yeah, the full proof's just all orchard fruit, like I mentioned. That's really weird. Huh, maybe the slight age more on the rye is doing it? Or maybe they're the exact same age. Could be. Let's give it a sip. Still good. I mean, Baby Saz is always the most approachable. I've always said this. The most approachable rye whiskey for any bourbon drinker trying to transition to rye. It is. Like, it's so sweet from that Buffalo Trace profile. It's got everything you still want in a rye whiskey, but it's a barely legal rye. So it gives you just enough. Just enough to dip your toe in there, but really good. Still really solid, but, full proof is just amplified. Let's check the 100 out. 100-ish. Yeah, I mean, it's the same family. The nose is completely amplified, though, on the 125. I wish I had a bottle of the 100 to try just to see, to do an actual side-by-side, but it's still nice. Like, it definitely it seems like a tweener. It's a tweener. And I'm talking myself into this because I know it's in between proof, but it's more towards that citrus, where it's lemon peel, orange peel, than the full proof is. Not as much of that orchard fruit, but more oak on the full proof too. But I think that's probably just because of the proof, obviously. So let's go with 100 here. Even more richness, even more sweetness than the Baby Saz. Man, solid. The good thing is, I will say about the Saz now, is it's more available. Not the 100 proof or the full proof, but the Baby Saz I can pretty much find anywhere now. Never used to be the case 3-4 years ago. It was impossible. So the clear winner here is the full proof. It really is. Can't go wrong with any of these. And we're talking $20 to $30, $25 to $35, and $39.99 I think is retail in the full proof. I mean, come on. If you can actually find it for that, please do it. When these first dropped, they were going on secondary for over $100. They've come down a little bit now. Like I said, I was very fortunate to get a bottle of this, but it is a really good rye whiskey. I hope to someday have all the bottles and do them all alongside a Handy as well to see how close it is, but I'm already calling this a Baby Handy. I am. Maybe not the best thing for the internet to say, but it seems to be a Baby Handy. It really does. Not quite the age, maybe. Not quite the location of the rick house, but solid stuff. Alright, well that was a lot of fun for me, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video too. Please do let me know down in the comments below. This came in number like 3 on my Rye Whiskey of the Year last year awards video. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. But a very good expression. I mean, even on initial pour, I had 1 or 2 pours out of it at that time, and it still placed top 3 of my Ryes of the Year. So, very, very good stuff. I am curious to see if this is going to follow the benchmark trajectory of Buffalo Trace. Benchmark started with the old number 8, moved on to the top floor and full proof and single barrel. We already have single barrel Sazerac. You know, it's usually store pick, not necessarily a shelfie. But now we've got the 100 proof, which is the bonded equivalent. We have a full proof, we have the base. So I'm curious to see if they're going to be adding other expressions, maybe a top floor or something like that, and kind of follow the same line that Benchmark's doing, except for rye expressions, obviously. So if you've had this, let me know what you think. Let me know how you think it compares. But I'm telling you, this is good stuff. If you see it at that price, $39.99, instant pickup, do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great week. Stay insane.